Well, hello there. This is Randy, the Ragamuffinpiper, and had to put the old Toledo torch out here because otherwise we'd be smelling diesel and kerosene fuel instead of the pipe. If you don't know what a Toledo torch is, I'll tell you that story someday, so keep an eye out for that. I used to work in public works, and they have something to do with public works. And some of you old timers out there might actually remember them. But this is a original Toledo torch cannonball. Says it right on the side. It's not something I bought at a thrift store made in China. These suckers was made right here in the States. And this one right here is about 70 years old. Still works like the day it was made. Got my Faro. It's an Italian pipe. Trains, planes, and automobiles here at the Hidden D, right? If I don't have train noise or an airplane in a video, I don't know, you guys would know what to do with yourself. I sure wouldn't. So, what's in the pipe, you say? I'm glad you asked. This is Cornell and Dill's Crooner. Now, this is a rare treat for me because Crooner is a little bit strong for me, so I have to be real careful when, what time of day, no empty stomach. I have to be careful when I try to enjoy it. But if you don't know it, it has deer tongue in it. Now, for some of you that just started to upchuck a little bit thinking I was smoking a deer tongue, no, that's an old herb that even the Native American Indians, they smoked years ago. It has a vanilla flavor to it. It also has a lot of other things about it. We won't talk about that today. But Crooner, it was made to kind of mimic the tobacco that I think Bing Crosby was known to enjoy. So, and this particular jar is, I don't know, got to be at least 3 years in the jar. So it's aged quite a long time. So something sharp Saturday, or however that goes. Being a weapons and tactical guy, you're probably never going to see me share on a Freedom Friday showing my weapons. I don't think the government or big tech has any business knowing what kind of preference I have for weapons that go boom anyhow. That used to be a rather specialty of mine, and I would like to think it still is a little bit. So you won't be seeing those on my channel, because I'm pretty private with what I have and what I use it for. But something sharp. I have carried a pocket knife every day. Not every day, but pretty much every day, most of the time. I've carried a pocket knife since the 6th grade. Every day in school, every day in high school. I never felt the need to take it out and cut somebody with it. Never threatened anybody with it. It is there as a tool. But I have a couple of, old man knives. These are just the old timer pocket knives, and they're all pretty sharp. I do keep some knives that aren't sharp on purpose that they aren't sharp. Those are the ones I loan to my kids and my wife. But the rest of my knives are sharp. That they are. And so I have an old timer. I have a couple of them. Here's another one, very similar. And then, for the interesting sake, to tell you how times have changed, you see this old one here. It has a Bible verse on this side here. You know where this knife came from? This knife is from the 60s, and it was an award at a Bible study class. Used to carry it in my fishing tackle box years ago. This was an award for memorizing a Bible verse. Times have changed, have they not? Yep. And then I'm not going to go into a lot of folding knives this time. That was my grandpa knives there and my old man knives. But I'm kind of a sucker for fixed blade. And maybe next Saturday we'll go into the utilitarian knives. I don't have that many of them, so. But this is a case. This is a case knife, and it outlived its case. Well, that's a lot of case there, isn't it? But beautiful knife, made in America version, is sharp as it can be. That used to be a carry knife. This is actually a cleaning knife. I keep this in my hunting kit since the case went south. Stays in my ammo box, and when I go hunting, this is the cleaning knife, and let me tell you, it can get it done in a hurry. So that's my cleaning knife. It's a case. This one here is I think this is also a case. This is a carry knife. Yeah, this is also a case. This is a beautiful knife. It super high finish on it, bone, horn, whatever that is, I forget. Handle. It fits perfectly in your hand. This is a self-defense knife. I carry it often. I carry it both concealed and show. I don't need a bigger knife than that to get my job done. So yeah, that's a great carry knife. For me, that's almost an everyday carry if I want to. This was my backpacking knife years ago. You're probably going to laugh. You're going to look at the size of this thing. This was my dad's cleaning knife. The thing weighs probably 4 pounds. And I'm telling you what, this is the sharpest knife I own. You do not want to touch the blade on this thing just playing around. It's very heavy. It's very balanced. It's very balanced for a big knife. And you can see, I don't know if you can see how thick this blade is. It's humongous. I used to carry that backpacking, and boy, would we turn some heads coming into camp sometimes, carrying that on your hip. A lot of fun. I still use it now and then. But probably my most precious sharp thing is this one right here. Some of you veterans might recognize the case. This is my dad's U.S. Navy knife. And let me relight this before I go on too far. It's funny, sometimes you can get a baby powder scent out of this deer tongue. That sounds really weird, but try it sometime. Crooner, Cornell and Deal. This is my dad's Navy knife, issued to all sailors. It's not big, it's not intended to be big, it's intended to save your life. It's sharp as it can be, like the day that he used it. He was in the Pacific Theater during World War II, and when he got discharged, my dad was in until after the bomb was dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So his service time was the second half to the end of the war, and they actually went into a lot of they liberated the Philippines and a lot of those campaigns in the far reaches of the Pacific. But it was probably one of the only things he brought back. He brought back a couple of things, but I talked to him one time about his gun. He's, because I heard a lot of veterans say, "Yeah, I kept my 45, my 1911," and he said a lot of them did. They didn't care if you walked off with your off the ship with your gun and your knife. A lot of them would hide it, and take it home. And but my dad said as he was getting discharged and he was carrying his stuff off the ship for the last time, they were going to go catch a bus or something to take him part way home. He said he walked down the gangplank and he pitched that gun right into the sea. right over the gangplank into the ocean. And there were several guys doing it. It wasn't just him. And his mentality was, I don't want anybody to accuse me of stealing something I'm not supposed to have and hold me up from going home. So he wasn't willing to take the chance that it was okay or it wasn't okay. And you might think, well, why didn't he turn it in? Well, if you know the government, they overcomplicate everything. And they weren't asking questions at the time, so he just pitched it off the gangplank there into the ocean, and that was the end of that. But he did bring home his knife. So this says USN on the case. The case is the original case that goes with the knife, and then it says MK1 below the USN. My dad's Navy knife. So that's some of my most valued sharp things. I have a lot of sharp things, but those are the ones I use the most and value the most. And I have a few more. Maybe I'll show you my dad's old timer next time. But we're just sitting here on the porch enjoying some Crooner and looking for some sunshine today after a little bit of snow last night. Very little snow. But up on the hill, yeah, it snowed up on the hill. We're right at the snow level, so it snowed right down to the bottom of the hill, but only a dust here at the house. So we made out good. Talking too much probably to keep this going, so I'm gonna light it back up. I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my pipe. I hope you all have a great Saturday. Look forward to seeing your Sharpie things. Love the stories that go behind them too, so tell us about them. We'll see you soon. Make it the best day yet. Do your best. And just have a great weekend. This is Randy, Ragamuffinpiper, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.